I think it's a betrayal, and that's all that needs to be said.
But no Liverpool fan will really claim that Trent is, one of the greatest to play the game and play in his position either because of this move.
Being local myself, it is heartbreaking, and I've done a lot with Trent's family and seeing him grow from such a young age from the academy, he's one of our own, so it is really upsetting that he'd make this decision. I think still so early on in his career. I think what he's built at Liverpool, he's built a lot of loyalty. He's got his own song that he's discussing in our team. So it is really sad to see him going.
Trent is one of us. He's a Scouser. He's a local lad. He loves the club. Well, claims to love the club like we all do. Everyone from Liverpool knows that you either breathe Liverpool or Everton. Obviously, Trent has breathed Liverpool his entire life. He's been in the academy since he was about 5. Loads of us around here, loads of Scousers, we trade our lives to live Trent's life, play for Liverpool. Loads of us will play for Liverpool for free right now if it meant that we could just kick a ball, make a pass on the Anfield pitch. So obviously him going to Madrid for free it hurts us a lot, you know what I mean?
It's devastated, to be honest, and it's hard to approach, especially as a fan. He's a young lad from West Derby, he's one of us, and he's going to go for nothing to Real Madrid, and arguably a massive European rival. Liverpool are a huge team, and I think people forget about that, especially rival fans that have been talking about it, saying that we should wish him the best. We want to be competing with Real Madrid, and all of us around here, especially him, young lad from West Derby, we believe that Liverpool's the best team in the world, and it's going to be really hard to take. And I think the thing is, he's going for nothing. And I think that's the part where it's taking it a step too far. We feel like we're losing what could be £100 million asset for free.
Feels as though you're losing the Scouser in the team. I know we've obviously got Curtis there, but it just feels like the club's built his career, and you just think in your mind maybe he could be a little bit more grateful and want to stay, and we've built him up to be what he is, and now he's decided Madrid's his new dream, and his mural says he was living his dream playing for Liverpool, so it's a bit devastating to see that he's decided he's got a new dream. So gutted is more of a thing than anything.
And I feel like he'll be a legend, and a statue will be getting built for him if he stays. But if he goes to Madrid, he'll just be forgotten about.
It's not just him going to a different club, it's him going to a club that have handed us a lot of pain in recent years. Lost 2 Champions League finals to them. They've knocked us out of Europe a couple of times as well in the knockout stages. It's more than just him going to a different club and seeking a new challenge. It's him going to a direct opposition of ours that we've felt a lot of pain from as well in the past.
So it would be really sad to waste away all them years what Trent has given us at the club.
As local fans around the ground and people who are from the area, it's devastating. Every one of us would trade our lives to be Trent Alexander-Arnold and play for this football club. And people are playing the comparison to Gerrard and saying, oh, well, it's a bit unfair, the game's different now. But it's not, and it's not in our eyes. We believe Liverpool are the biggest club on this planet, and we want Trent to believe that as well.
I feel we're all very disappointed. I think legend-wise, I always saw him as a legend. He was the powerhouse when we were going into the Champions League. If it weren't for that corner, and people quickly forget that, it will tarnish it. I think being a local lad, a load of local lads from the academy that I know myself, and they are heartbroken. They would have loved to be in Trent's position, and just to throw it all the way. How can you stand there to be a legend when he literally is going on a free contract-wise, potentially to Madrid?
Don't get me wrong, I think all the moments he's had, they'll live on forever. The corner taken quickly, it'll never be forgotten. It'll be up there with the Olympiacos goal in Gerrard, but it'll always just be that slight bit tainted now, because we've lost him for nothing to one of the biggest clubs in Europe.
And it's his legacy at Liverpool. I mean, obviously it always will, in my opinion. I think Liverpool fans will always look at his moments with a bit less light now, with a bit less love. Especially the corner taken quickly. It's like that's one of the most magical pieces of football, I think, in the modern game. You won't get another goal like that ever in football, and I think the way Liverpool fans will look at it now is they'll look at it with a bit of taintedness. Obviously, we went to go on to win the Champions League from that moment, but obviously now knowing what he's done.
No. I think if you leave Liverpool and decide that you've got a new dream, and you've told us, Steven Gerrard, you're a legend, and now all of a sudden you want to go and play for Madrid, you've decided that you want to be a legend in football, not Liverpool, and I think that's the main thing.
Betrayal, always. It's not that I want players to do bad when they leave Liverpool. Like obviously when Firmino left, I wanted him to do as well as he could in Saudi. When Mane left, I wanted him to do as well as he could in Bayern Munich to an extent. You know, when all of our players, when Coutinho left, I wanted him to do terribly, to put it frankly. It's the same with Trent. If he goes to Real Madrid, I hope he makes loads of mistakes. I hope he doesn't do well. I hope he gets booed by the Madrid fans, because I just want it to be one of the moments where he realises the grass is not always greener at these so-called gigantic clubs. You know, Real Madrid are obviously an undoubtedly bigger club than Liverpool. I'm not going to be biased about it, but at the end of the day, there's some things that are bigger than playing for a bigger club. It's the passion and it's the identity of playing for the club.
I think I'm angry that we're losing that player and he doesn't want to give his quality to Liverpool.
I think a really good comparison is maybe David Beckham. You know, he played for a lot of massive teams around Europe, went out to America, ended up getting himself the Inter Miami deal. And it seems like it's about brand Trent, and that's the sort of route that he wants to take. So I understand it to an extent, but whether I agree with it, that's a different story.
Real Madrid is an unbelievable team. But the thing is, if you want to play for the fans and actually build up a sort of fan base where everyone's screaming your name and everyone adores you, he's not going to get that same reception at Madrid. He might score more goals, he might get more game time, he might be less injured, you never know. It might be a better quality of football, but in the heart of actual football is fans, and football make the fans, and without the fans, no one's behind Trent, and I can see that coming. If Trent makes a mistake, all Madrid will be like, sell him next season. But you know, when Trent's made them mistakes, we always will keep supporting him and making sure, because every time when he plays the game, he's irreplaceable. Like, I know we've got Conor Bradley, but in with the long balls and the assists and his physicality or what he's like as a player, no one's going to replace that.